Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson,
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
and Mike Gamble and Connor Bunn are off for the show, but we're gonna get right into it with our diecast of the week. Buddy, what you got for us?
Well, it's Phoenix weekend. We're going to Phoenix this weekend. There's probably one car that everybody thinks that I was going to play, but I'm going to save it because it's March Madness time. And the Big 12 conference tournament gets underway. And my West Virginia Mountaineers, they take on Texas Tech later tonight. So I thought I'd bust out the Travis Braden WVU ARCA Series car that you got me. This thing is badass, and minus the Trevor Bayne Daytona 500 race win in my collection. This is probably my favorite. So thanks for this one. Go Mountaineers.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw Travis Braden post that on Twitter, and I was like, "Well, I know what to get you for your birthday," so had to get that one. It's a beauty. But for my diecast of the week, can't go to Phoenix Raceway without talking about the man, Kevin Harvick. He's got 9 wins at the track. So I had to bust out his For the Farmers car that he drove last year, Busch Light. Only disappointing thing is does not have the corn on there, just like the previous ones that he ran. But beauty of a diecast right there. Always gotta love the Busch cars.
Oh hell yeah.
All right, so then let's get into our top stories. It was announced yesterday that Chase Elliott is going to be missing 6 weeks, seeing how he heals up with his his fractured tibia, I should say. So Josh Berry's going to be taking care of him on the ovals, and Jordan Taylor's going to be taking care of him on the road courses for Circuit of the Americas. So that'll be pretty cool to see Jordan Taylor making his NASCAR Cup Series debut. He's always been a big NASCAR fan, big Jeff Gordon guy with his Rodney Sandstorm character that he's got going on. Cool guy, and yeah, I think he really deserves this. And he's running the Garage 56 car, so this really just makes sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good a cool experience for him for sure. But I will say I saw a lot of people this week, they were trashing on Chase Elliott here for going out and pretty much living his life. Like I don't get why the fans think that he's a racer, that's all he's allowed to do. That's not the case. These guys, they do this 38 weeks a year,
Yeah.
and when they're not racing, they're at the shop, they're doing media obligations, sponsor stuff, all of that. And they get one off weekend during the season, and then they get a couple weeks off, like a month and a half tops when the season ends, and then they're right back at it again. These guys are allowed to have hobbies. Like Chase Elliott's been snowboarding for years now. It's something he loves to do, and I think it's very healthy for these guys to want to have. They need to have hobbies. They can't just solely be focused on racing, 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 or it's going to drive them crazy. Like they have to have hobbies. They're normal people. This is their job. Let them go out, have fun, live their lives. Because we praise guys like Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch for going down doing the dirt racing. That's the same thing. These guys are human. They get hurt. It happens. It's life. So I don't understand why we're trashing him for having a hobby.
Yeah, and that's coming from us. We do not like Chase Elliott one bit, but yeah, he needs to go out and live his own life, just have fun. You have guys like he does that. Martin Truex Jr. Goes fishing. He does hunting. Noah Gragson goes golfing. So all these guys have different hobbies, ranging from hell video games all the way to snowboarding and other kinds of racing. So need to live their lives and be happy and just do whatever the hell they want. And then they can race and show us, and then we can live our fun life too. Alrighty. So hopefully Chase Elliott gets better quickly. So let's move on to the Chicago Street Course news. They did name the races. So for the Cup Series race, we got the Grant Park 220, and for the Xfinity race, we got the Loop 121. So pretty cool. Just some Chicago names for these races.
Yeah, definitely.
Alrighty, so then let's get into this crazy Vegas weekend. Started off with the truck series, and it was madness. Half of the pit crew members did not show up on time because their plane was delayed. It was having mechanical issues, and they had to take another flight with a bunch of other crew members. And KBM, the Thor Sport members, were late, and yeah, the guys had their trucks pitted fully at the end of stage one. It was just complete madness watching those guys run from the minivans to the haulers.
Well, that was crazy. You saw a guy like Kyle Busch. He decided he was going to test it. He came down pit road and he had two RCR guys who had no experience pitting cars before. He had them pit his truck, and it was a 35-second stop that resulted in a loose wheel. So he had to come back down. And then we saw the Kyle Busch old. He was just fuming on the radio. He's getting mad, but it's a decision that he made, and I'm not sure why he made it. But it didn't hurt him at all. But it's just kind of funny to see Rowdy be rowdy again there for a little bit, getting mad about that. That was crazy to see.
Yeah, at that point, you can pit your own truck, buddy. That'd be fun to see.
Pull the Morgan Shepherd.
Oh, yeah. All right, and then Zane Smith, just keeping up with the speed this year. He ended up winning stage one. Fantastic point since he's already locked into the playoffs. And then more trouble for Haley Deegan. You know, it's just same shit, different year for her, moving over from the 1 to the 13 over at Thor Sport Racing. And she just cannot escape trouble one bit. You got tangled up with John Hunter Nemechek and ended her day early.
Yeah, this is year 3 for Haley Deegan running full time in the Truck Series, and there were people who thought that after her Xfinity run last year that she'd be full time in that series, and I don't know if she's ready for it. Like she minus KBM, she's driving for the best team in the Truck Series. This is her best opportunity that she's had, and she's got to make the most of it this year. Like this is year 3. We need to start seeing some results from her if she wants to grow and move up more in the sport. And right now, not going her way. She needs to turn it around. She's the good thing for her. A lot of racing to go left in the season, but yeah, this is the make or break year right here. If she doesn't do anything this year in that truck, then I don't know why people think that she's ready to move up, because I just don't think that she would be if she can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, she did show in her first Xfinity start last year what she finished 13th. She did what she needed to do and then some. She looked fantastic. She looked clean, but I don't know, the truck series, it just changes it for everybody. We saw Harrison Burton transition over to the Xfinity series. It was like day and night. He sucked in the truck series, but he was a contender every week in the Xfinity series. So I don't know. I just think trucks are different. But yeah, she really needs to prove herself this year, or I think she's just going to be stuck down in the truck series for the rest of her career.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yep. And then Carson Hocevar, somehow he won stage 2. I don't even know how a thing like that happens, and I don't even know how a thing of this guy even getting a Xfinity car. I don't know if you saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. What what race are they doing it for? I think Circuit of the Americas.
I think something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just that race? I thought it was a couple races this year.
It might be a couple races, but I don't think this guy deserves a ride like that one bit, because we see how Spire is down in the like truck series, and they're pretty damn competitive, and they can be pretty competitive down in the Xfinity series. And I don't know. I just think this guy's just a wrecking ball, and he's gonna force another caution.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. He's been in the headlines multiple times before, but not for the ways that not for the reason you want him to be. He's made some mistakes.
He's a big Clint Boyer fan.
He's a young guy. I'll give him that. But yeah, he just can't close. Like he's been in position to win races, and he just can't close. Maybe he should stop wearing those stupid big hats of his and his outrageous looking hats, and focus a little bit more on racing a little bit more, and maybe he'll win one of these damn things, and he won't have to cause cautions on purpose to get what he needs.
Yeah, you would think so. And then Kyle Busch doing Kyle Busch things, goes on to win the truck race at Las Vegas at his hometown. Saw that coming from a mile away. Even with them changing over from Toyota to Chevy, KBM is still a powerhouse.
Whoop-de-doo. Yep.
Yep.
I don't know why anybody is surprised by this. I think Kyle Busch came down pit road when he didn't have a pit crew because he wanted some entertainment. Like he wanted to make it exciting for himself. Because God damn it, every time he comes down here, like I'm telling you, they should do a truck series all-star race, and Kyle Busch should have to start half the track behind. They should get a half a track head start, and he will still run them down. He will still lap the field too, which is
Dude. I would even say, dude, start him like 2-3 laps down, and he'll still end up winning the race.
Go find it. It's just crazy how good he is down there. And
Yep.
yeah, loved Kyle Busch after the Auto Club win, and now I'm back to nope. He got it. We were there for his one. Fuck that guy again.
Yep.
I'm rocking that mindset again. I don't.
I like Cup Series Kyle. I don't like lower series Kyle. All right, so let's move on to the Xfinity Series race that took place on Saturday. Early spin for Parker Kligerman got ran over by John Hunter Nemechek. That's what he does. He's gonna move you out of the way if you're in the way.
Yeah, this guy, he's been in some headlines. He's made some own headlines himself. He moved Jeffy Earnhardt out of the way at Daytona. That's just one guy you never want.
No,
But he's an angry looking dude, especially he's already an angry
dude,
looking
he's
dude. And
ripped
then
too. Like he'll mess you up.
I'll mess you up. I think he got into it with somebody at Auto Club, and now here he goes again. So Parker's making Parker's on this vengeance tour right now. It's like I'm back full time, and I'm gonna fuck your shit up.
Yep.
I like it. I like it. Just don't. He's gonna get a black eye from Jeffrey Earnhardt if he does that again. I'll tell him that right now.
Dude, if he gets a black eye, that also means probably brain damage too. Like I would not want to get socked in the eye from him. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Whew. So after that, Nemechek, he ended up winning stage one. Austin Hill won stage two. So both these guys, they already got wins this year. So that really helps them out. And then, man, oh, so close for Chandler Smith. He was one lap away from victory, and he got passed up by Austin Hill and Justin Allgaier. That's just that. Oh, that's gonna be so painful to see that happen to yourself.
That's some growing pains right there. That just goes to show the rookie that is still Chandler Smith. I think he used his stuff up a little too quick, and that's how they were able to reel him in. He let on this is the burns just keep on coming. So for college racing, that was the laps that Chandler Smith led. That is the most for college in one race in the entire history of the program, and he was 4 turns away, a mile and a half away from bringing it home. And
And like
he,
his sixth start too, man.
in his sixth start, it would have been his third start for college, going to victory lane. But it wasn't meant to be, I guess. But he'll learn from this for
Oh
sure.
yeah. I mean, this just went and showed that this guy is going to be a competitor all season long. The fact that he was able to hold on that long and almost get the win, he's going to have a couple of them coming this year. I think he could possibly be a championship contender this year. Chandler Smith, look the fuck out, man. I know you hate to hear it from being an 11 fan.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing because the 16 and the 10 up there contending for the win all day long. And then you have the 11 car who's stuck down there in 12th place. This is just the same thing that happened at Auto Club. Great first space, great first stage, good points, and then we fell. And at Vegas, great first stage, then we fell. Yeah, we got a top 10 finish, but I'm not satisfied with P10, given that these other two cars have race winning speed in them. So that's disappointing, especially because he is a champion in this series. So he's got the talent.
Well, I mean, just look what he did when he was in the 18 car, man. He was competing for wins week after week, and now it's just like it's just sad to see that obviously they are not giving him the race winning speed that are in the other college cars.
He's just being held back. Like
Yeah.
I haven't seen race winning speed out of the 11 car his entire time that he's been with college, minus
No.
Daytona last year. But college runs those super speedways, so other than that, I don't think there's one race where I could say, "Oh, we might have race winning speed today." It has not happened yet. Disappointing to see. Maybe Chris Rice and Matt Cog are salty that we won the title over AJ a couple years back or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucks to see. But on the other note, good win for Austin Hill. We've been waiting for this for a long time. He's very good on the super speedway tracks, but the question was he going to find race winning speed on these intermediates? He went out and he did it. So and it did not take him long at all. So that RCR team is looking stout right now. Austin Hill, the entire 21 group. Now he's got that one on the intermediate. I would watch out for that 21 the rest of the season. He's fast, it seems, everywhere that they go. He is absolutely right now a title contender.
Oh, absolutely. I think Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be in the final four if he keeps up the speed that he has right now.
And then he's got poor Sheldon Creed there. Poor Sheldon Creed can't figure it out yet.
Dude, I don't think that it's he can't figure it out. I just think he just keeps getting caught up in other people's messes, man. Like it's same story as last year, like same thing with Haley Deegan. Just keeps wrecking, just keeps getting caught in other people's shit. Like, man, remember how close Sheldon Creed was to winning at Darlington last year? He's gonna get one. He just needs to get over this hurdle right now. But
It's
because
it's it's just gonna take one. Like now, the floodgates are about to open for Austin Hill here, and now just get Sheldon Creed one win, and then RCR in the Xfinity Series about to take off.
yeah. Alrighty, so then let's move on to the Cup race on Sunday. Joey Logano won the pole, and my boy Noah Gregson with multiple speeding penalties, multiple laps down.
That's gotta suck. You're just riding, like you're not gaining any position. You're just going for a
Hmm.
Sunday drive, not knowing just knowing that it's not going to get better. You might pick up a spot or two, like you're fighting for a spot or two, but other than that, you're just on a Sunday drive.
Yep. So could not show up at his home track. That sucked. William Byron, he won stages 1 and 2, finally showing some speed after a really, really terrible start to the season for him. And really, this race just did not seem as thrilling as it was last season. Could have been the cold weather, could be the new front ends or back ends that they put on the car, but I guess we'll see when we go to another mile and a half and see how these cars run. But we saw how they ran at Auto Club, and the racing was absolutely phenomenal. So we never get Vegas in the cold like that, where like spotters were literally like in jackets and snow caps. So
Yeah, it's crazy to see 2 weeks in
mhm.
a row snowing in Southern California. Fuck that. That was bullshit. And then yeah, just cold here. I think that played into it a little bit. Cause yeah, I was moving a couch on Sunday, so I didn't see most of the race. I saw the last 75 laps of it. And I was like, yeah, all right, this
Mhm.
is decent at best.
Yeah, it got good at times, but then it just got really just like strung out, especially at the end before that late race caution came out. And man, Kyle Larson was just so close to getting his first victory of the season, but it was William Byron who won it in overtime. So that's 3 years in a row that Hendrick Motorsports has won here in the spring at Las Vegas. Kyle Larson in 21, Bowman last year, and now William Byron. So Hendrick Motorsports, they know how to start off the season hot. That's for sure.
Yeah, they looked the Chevrolets in general to start off this season, I mean, have just been phenomenal. You have Ricky
Yeah.
Stenhouse Jr. winning the Daytona 500. Then you have Kyle Busch. It's going to take some time to get used to him being in a Chevrolet now.
No
And
shit.
then and now you have Hendrick Motorsports showing up. So Chevy to start the year, they've got things going their way. Especially Hendrick Motorsports. This is 3 years in a row that they've won this spring race. So it's going to be time. The Fords, they've looked good at times this season. The Toyotas, I think we're still waiting for the Toyotas to kind of find that race winning speed. Hasn't really been there these first three races. But shout out to Bubba Wallace. He brought it
Oh
home in the
yeah.
top five. He's had good speed to start off the season. He's probably the one Toyota that's had consistent speed each week. He had a problem at Auto Club while running in the top 10 last
Hmm.
week. And then he had speed here at Vegas. So he I think he's that top Toyota right now. But we're still waiting for them to really start showing some race winning speed because right now it's all Chevrolet.
Yeah, for real. And the outliers really are, like you just said, Bubba Wallace. He's the outlier in the Toyota. He looks fantastic. And then Kevin Harvick in the Ford in his final season, kicking ass. I believe he's sitting like fourth or something right now in the point standings. So great start to the season for him. So really, I do think if the first guy who's going to get a win in a Ford, I think it's going to be Kevin Harvick. And
Yeah.
then first guy with a Toyota win, definitely got to be Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace, yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
But yeah, these other manufacturers, they got to figure this out. You don't want to see Chevrolet go out and win the first four races of the season when we go to after Phoenix. So then you're just gonna be like, well, what are they doing that we're not?
Right. Yeah. Like we saw last year, Stewart Haas Racing with Chase Briscoe, he got his first win. So we'll see if they can keep up the speed in Phoenix. But buddy, that's gonna wrap it up for our show. You got anything else to add?
No, not really. Just looking forward to seeing how this Phoenix race is going to go this upcoming week because we know with springtime Phoenix versus championship race Phoenix, it's a whole different thing. Usually, springtime Phoenix is a tad bit more entertaining of a race overall than the championship race, and it shouldn't be like that. But we're just gonna have to see what it brings. I don't really like that track to begin with. It's been kind to me. It brought me this. Let's just get back to this already, Daniel. Let's do it. It brought me that, but other than that, I don't like the racetrack at all. Ever since they moved the start finish line, I don't think that it's improved it whatsoever. So,
Yeah.
but we'll have to see. Two different races there, spring versus championship, and I'm hoping for a good one.
Yeah, and we'll get more into all that with our Phoenix preview show coming up here in a few days. So, guys, that will wrap it up for us. I'm Ian Jortson,
I'm Nick Kinsel.
and we'll see you guys next time.